Scott, thanks again for coming on the program tonight, sir. It's good talking to you.
Great to be back, Cam.
Well, first of all, congratulations on the filing of the lawsuit challenging New Jersey's carry laws.
Thank you. And you'll recall I've been teasing you my last couple of appearances on the show about some plans we were developing, and this is the first installment. So the tease continues.
Oh, really? There's a sequel. Ooh, all right. I'm on board with this, Scott. Now, tell us a little bit about the suit itself.
Well, New Jersey's carry laws are probably among the worst in the nation. Although New Jersey technically has right to carry, in point of fact, it's virtually impossible for anyone except a political insider to qualify. That's because in New Jersey, you would have to meet the standard to use lethal force in order to qualify for a handgun carry permit, which basically means your life has to be an imminent threat of loss of life or serious bodily injury. By the time you could qualify, it's too late. And so that is completely inconsistent with a fundamental constitutional right. And so we are very pleased in the wake of Heller and McDonald to be able to mount a challenge that is going to sweep the legs out from under that and collapse New Jersey's carry law under the weight of its own unconstitutionality.
In other words, you want this whole scheme dismantled. I mean, the whole thing declared unconstitutional.
Well, yeah. Well, the part of it that the lawsuit focuses on is what is called justifiable need. You must show in New Jersey, as part of the process, you have to convince both a police chief and then a judge, with a prosecutor having the opportunity to oppose you, that you have, quote, justifiable need to carry a firearm. And that's where the devil's in the details, because justifiable need has been misinterpreted by the courts for decades to mean that your life has to be in imminent danger and jeopardy.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time you qualify, it's too late. So the lawsuit seeks specifically to declare that portion of the carry law is unconstitutional. And that would create a void in New Jersey's carry law that would then have to be filled by the legislature with new legislation. That's a whole other question. But in the meanwhile, that standard is simply inconsistent with a fundamental individual right. There is no objectivity to it. It's purely subjective. And when you look at who our plaintiffs are,
mm-hmm.
And we'll get into that, but you will see it is so extreme that people who, even people who do have imminent life-threatening potential have been denied under incredible circumstances. You'll see that the law, there's no way it's constitutional, and it's going to fall, and it's just a question of when.
Yeah, let's talk about the plaintiffs here, because there are a number of different individuals, including, I believe, a sheriff's deputy?
There's a sheriff's deputy, but before we get to him,
yeah,
there's a kidnap victim, okay? Someone who was kidnapped in a case of mistaken identity, brought out of state, almost lost his life, managed to escape. They have rounded up most, but not all, of the kidnappers, and he's out there, and he can identify them, and he's a target. And believe it or not, the state police said okay to a carry permit for him, but a judge, in reviewing it, said, no, the crime's over, so you're not still in jeopardy.
Oh my gosh!
You don't need a carry permit. Okay.
Oh.
Now, come on, Cam. Okay. The whole system in New Jersey is stacked. It's nobody can get a carry permit, but for very, very few rare, unusual exceptions.
Yeah.
Then there's the sheriff's deputy. Then there's the civilian employee of a law enforcement agency who's afraid of a terrorist. There's been specific terrorist threats against persons like him, and that's not enough in New Jersey. So, I'm sorry. This has been a long time coming. The time is right, and we're taking it down.
Wow. Well, Scott, what's the next step here? You filed the lawsuit. Now, I guess the state will have 30 days to respond?
Yeah, and pretty much that we can expect that they're going to ask for more time. Without revealing any strategies. I can tell you our intention is to move this case along as quickly as we possibly can. I'm sure there will be procedural courtesies given to the Attorney General's office, and we're frankly expecting a vigorous defense of New Jersey's laws from the Attorney General's office, though that remains to be seen. But basically, there's going to be what's known as motion practice, which basically means the Attorney General's office will probably try to get the suit thrown out, and at the same time, we will try to get a quick decision declaring the justifiable need standard unconstitutional.
All right. Well, Scott, again, I really appreciate you coming on the program, sir, and look forward to talking to you with the latest as this case develops.
Thanks so much, Cam.
Scott, happy Thanksgiving to you, sir. We'll talk to you again soon.
Same to you.
Scott Bach, head of the Association of New Jersey Rifle and Pistol Clubs, joining us here tonight on Cam and Company.